no. You know, I never know if the music comes through. We'll try it. We will try it. All right. It looks like we're live. That's what I can tell. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, share the fucking space. I'm gonna be in people's. I'm gonna be inside your group chats here. You know what I don't like is with X. Back in the day when we were doing spaces, you would be able to send it to all the groups by themselves, and now you can't do that when you're live streaming. So it's a little bit of a task. But today we've got a lot to cover, so I'll shoot that in just a minute. We have a lot to cover, man. You know, one thing that I wish we could cover today is customer service. I gotta tell you what, we got a story. Listen, Warlord lost it all. It's all gone. It's over.
It's over.
Everything. But there are pros to you. Listen, man, make my losses your gains. All right. We're going to be talking about Coinbase and how they're redistributing my funds to everybody for a 4%. I don't know what you call it, cash back in Bitcoin, a Bitcoin back. I don't know what you would call it. But we got lots of topics to talk about. NOTNFTNYC firming up. We're just a couple weeks away. But let's get into it. I'm going to let Eddie and Britt take the stage real quick while I needlessly harass you all in all of your group chats about this space. Eddie and Britt, how the fuck are you, fam?
Feeling good, feeling great. It's crunch time for NOTNFTNYC. Just putting our final touches on. Just that last bit of magic. You know how it is. Looks like we have all of the panelists, mods, sponsors confirmed. By the way, if you have an IP product that you'd like to add to the DGen bags this year, please hit me up. Let me know. We're doing about 100 bags again. So they were a big hit last year. I think it's the perfect stage to get your product seen. Definitely get within the DMs.
Yeah, what's good, guys? Sad day. Got him more in a bag for lore. Bro got socially engineered, just like Brian Armstrong warned us, and he got strong armed. So by Armstrong or something like that. Coinbase released a credit card. The Donald Trump and Elon made up this week. It's been a big week. It's been a good week. Robinhood also said that they would be announcing new products on the 17th. So we can definitely expect some crypto products in there. I think
they continue to ship nonstop. We just get rollout after rollout after rollout.
And we're 2 weeks out from NOTNFTNYC and did the ETCC event in Cannes, France. So, you know, it's pretty bullish. Bitcoin did dip below 105K. So it's been
at about 103 right now, I believe.
Yeah, so we are actually we're still in the mood. As long as we're above 100, the rest of the crypto world is floating. But yeah,
isn't it kind of crazy that that's going to be the benchmark now? Is that did this? Oh my God, Bitcoin dipped under 100K is going to be the new. It's the new benchmark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the new floor for Bitcoin. I've really just I feel like every cycle that passes, I'm more in love with Bitcoin, and that's put me to looking for the public companies that are utilizing Bitcoin, because I really do feel like even if you're in the traditional markets, there's a benefit to owning the asset. It is the rarest asset on the planet. And yeah, it just feels like you go through these bullish phases of Bitcoin as it's going up and down. But now that it's where it's at, everyone's been saying it, ETFs, regulation, all of this is leading me to that Bitcoin will eventually be like the best product this year. So super, super bullish on Bitcoin. And I think honestly, 220 by the end of the year isn't crazy, right? But like we can live with that.
I mean, it looks like the dollar has hit the lowest lows since 2022, and nobody's really talking about fiat. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. If that's not a huge indicator, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we got all these stable coins coming out, so we know that a bunch of dollars are going to be printed, and they need better technology behind it. And then we have Fold dropping new credit cards as well. They got a Bitcoin gift card. Everyone is trying to give you now the rarest asset back on your purchases. And I just think it's cool because It's gonna upset like the airline industry. It's gonna upset the credit card rewards point industry. Obviously, Robinhood is dropping a new credit card too. So it's just a lot
They
of.
just added 115,000 this week for card users, so that's amazing. It looks like the rollout is happening.
So-
I'm really excited though. Are you gonna put your name on the wait list for the Coinbase card?
Probably. I mean, 4% back on all your purchases is a lot.
I
4%
haven't
off
really
is a
me-
lot.
Yeah, I haven't messed with Coinbase in a minute since Robinhood integrated Algorand, but now I'm back on Coinbase. I'm like, okay, what can we do on Coinbase if I feel like we'll get some yielding soon, some yielding stables, the credit card, of course. I think Gemini is doing something. It's just an exciting time in the space right now.
Yeah, and I also think that that's another pivotal moment for Bitcoin 100K floor, is that I think more institutions like American Express are more willing to get in. It sounds crazy, but in at that price, because at 100,000, it's like this is true and tested, and that's the floor. And it almost had to be like it had to reach that in order for us to start getting some of these additional activations from traditional finance. That's the way that I'm kind of looking at that whole scenario. And I don't think that those things would have come before 100K, if that makes sense.
Now it's like we're normalizing six figures. It feels like that's
Right.
kind of the standard that we're setting.
And I mean, the thing is we are just flirting with all-time highs recently as well. We just keep going up there. I think
Breaking past them.
yeah, 111, right, is like the all-time high we reached. So we just keep flirting with that. And it's cool to see new financial products pop out that are not so like Bitcoin maxi in the sense. Like when I look at this Fold product, I think that this gift card could be the #1 thing gifted in America. You know, like everybody loves gift cards. You're buying Starbucks, you're buying Amazon gift cards, and instead of saving worthless points that can be inflated on you, just like fiat, it's worse than fiat because they can just inflate it whenever. There's no like rules to it. You know, it's
Blackout
like
period.
you could save $20,000 for this ticket, but then when you save the 20,000 points for some airplane ticket, you end up with, oh, you can't use all, you got to pay a little bit more because you're going on this flight. Oh, you know what, it's actually 30,000 now that you've waited all this time to get there, you know, and they can just inflate this away from you whenever. But think about any American who uses credit cards all the time. The savings and the rewards are a big part of their financial structure, and like some of their vacations are saved in there. Some of their only days that are away from their own city are spent, and their time is utilized on trying to max out these cards, and you're saving worthless points that won't get you anywhere. They've downgraded all the lounges, they've downgraded all the seats, all the luxuries out of it. So what's the next best thing, or what's the best alternative? Let me give you the rarest asset for the same thing that you're doing, and that's what Fold is doing with the Bitcoin. That's what Coinbase is now doing with Bitcoin, and that's what a lot of people will continue to do with their credit card and financial products.
I'm loving the pivot. We're speaking about how you know, a lot of Web3 projects go into gaming. And like, what's the next big thing? We're seeing a lot of these institutions go into Bitcoin. That's the next big thing. That's where people are putting their money and hedging their bets now.
Yeah, and for me, I'm more interested in Fold than Coinbase, obviously, given the circumstances right now. More interested in Fold. So I really want to know.
Get that step-by-step breakdown live for the people,
honestly, because that. And I mean, I know it's a little hard to talk about it, Lore. One, your post helps people too, because there's a lot of people that think if I don't click on a link, or I don't scan a QR code, or I don't download anything, like those are the top 3 ways to get scammed, then I'm good. They don't realize there's other ways that people can lead you to think that they're not who they say they are. And so, yeah.
And so I don't want to say too much, because they apparently everybody and their mom is doing an investigation on it. But what I will say is that it did 100% happen through a phone call. I didn't click a link. I didn't download software. And I have to be honest with you, for me, it does become exhausting having to tell the same story over and over and over and over again. I mean, not just to you guys or to the show or to right. That's why I wrote that post, is I wanted to be able to say it once and then be done with it.
Well,
but the truth is,
so anytime that somebody else asks, we can just send them this link.
Yeah. So there you go. We're gonna get the replays off of this. So and I think that what happens is that after that, I mean, you've got to tell everybody that's investigating exactly what happened. And so what I will say is that it wasn't a link, guys. It's not something that I clicked. It's not a Discord server that I was in. It's not I didn't download malicious software. I'm paranoid as fuck. Okay, and we make lots of jokes that I click links. Maybe that's what the scammers heard, and they're like, we're not getting them through the fucking links. We keep trying, and it's not working. How about we just call Buddy up? And so that's what happened. Is I got a call, basically saying that they were from tech support and saying that like or I'm sorry, safety. I forget I can tell you what the exact title was. But it was something like the safety operations is what it was. Director of Trust and Safety is what it was. It was trust and safety. And so they were basically saying that somebody had was impersonating me or that I had died.
That's the crazier part too, is I feel like a lot of people haven't told the scam like this, where this is a different type of scam where they're telling you some urgent news that someone has a death certificate on you. So your mind is not even thinking about crypto now. You're thinking about your identity, thinking about your bank, you're thinking about your life, your mortgage, anything your name's attached to. You're like, what can you get when you say I've died and you're the person who's supposed to get it? Like, have in your head, did you set up everything in your life for this preparation for even if you digitally died, right? It's like if so it's a lot.
Yeah, no, you're right. But it was more that somebody was impersonating my death. Okay. And that they were basically going to take control of this account and that they had actually submitted these death documents. And I was like, that's crazy. It says, but they made it seem like, hey man, this happens all the time. It's a new scam that's going on. All we have to do is verify that you are in fact the account holder, that, you know what I mean? That you're there. So they basically said, we're going to send you, I'm summarizing here, but we're going to we're going to send you it's going to pop up on your phone. Cause I was like, I'm not clicking any fucking link. I'm not doing any of that. And so they're like, don't worry. We absolutely understand. We would never send a link. It wouldn't be anything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to send, the best way that I can describe it is a push notification. It's just the best way I can describe it, as a boomer. It's something that popped up on my phone. It was a series of 3 numbers that I could choose from. And the guy on the phone says, you'll want to select. So what happens now is I'm going to tell you which it is. You'll select it. And then you're going to get an email you'll receive an email. And then you just repeat that code back to me and we're done. Like I'll be able to close out this case and you'll be good. And so I'm like, all right. And here's the biggest factor. I want to say out of everything, I'm like, how the fuck did they get me? And I think you bring up a good point that it's like that pressing, like somebody has a death certificate on me. Like that's where your mind goes. That's what you're thinking. And it's like, yeah, you know, I got a wife, I got kids. I got to think like, is somebody trying to like take my fucking house from me? You see what I mean? Like those are the things that I'm worried about. And I'm trying to stop it where, you know, right where it starts. And the other key component of this is how they got me is if my fat ass would have just been sitting down in my recliner, there's no way this would have happened. I would have immediately pulled out my laptop. I would have started looking. I would have, you know what I'm saying? But I was driving. And like
extra layer.
So you were distracted. They weren't rushing you. Because I was wondering, like, are they like, hey, we have to handle this now? Or
the opposite. They were very much like, hey, we understand. Because I had a lot of questions, and they were like, we understand your concerns. We know that it's like,
and it was an American, right? It was
American, yeah.
So you're like Coinbase, like I might be getting scammed right here, and it wasn't. Oh, and I feel like there's a big misconception in the story that people think it was Coinbase. They were actually reporting that they were from Google. And I think that's a big part of the story too, because accessing your Google account and your Gmail and everything is much different than accessing a Coinbase account, right? But when they sent you those alerts and you were able to give numbers out to the person and they were able to hack your stuff with these numbers you gave them, there's those numbers for security purposes, because they have access to you, they should come with the warning note that said, do not share this with anybody. Nobody will ask for this. Google will not ask for this. And I think that that's where they messed up as far as a security protocol. Because you think about what can you do to, because this is going to happen to a lot of people. Like it's gonna have. We talked about it when the Coinbase thing actually happened, and the guy was holding Coinbase ransom for, or holding Coinbase customers' information ransom for like whatever 2 million Bitcoin or whatever they said. I forget, but you think about how bad it can get. I think this could be something to do with that, because how would they know, oh, I'm gonna socially engineer him for the Google stuff, but I know he has a Coinbase account, and that's exactly where they attacked immediately.
Right. It's the so then, you know, so what happened is I had we hung up. I had an immediate question after that, so I called the number back and it was disconnected.
God,
And
your
so I was
heart
like,
must have sank to your stomach
I was
immediately.
like,
Like you
fuck.
knew it
And-
as soon as that happened.
Thank God you can't reset your MetaMask password. There's not like a way to do that.
Right.
Like, so
So
and
because
so
you gave them the stuff, the 2FA, all of like your security protocols were just all, yeah. Okay.
yeah,
gone.
and so man, yeah, and so yeah, so anyway, that my heart did sink, man. I mean, it got shitty real bad, and then immediately, for some reason, I was like, why the fuck? And so I checked my Google, and like everything's there. There's no like weird emails or anything like that. And I was like, fuck, man. And so I was like, my MetaMask was good, my Phantom was good, you know what I mean? And so I was like, Coinbase, and check Coinbase, and buddy, wiped out.
They can they can jack the centralized stuff. They can't jack your decentralized wallets. It was much tougher. So then they targeted your wallets that were able to be accessible. And that, again, that's just another problem too with Coinbase. Like maybe some AI can detect activity that's going on Coinbase that hasn't happened before, or from an area that hasn't happened before, right? And so I think there is some stuff that they can do on their end for sure to like level up the security, because you're an OG, and this is definitely an elaborate type of. I've never heard of this one. That's what I'll say. I don't know how elaborate it takes for them to do this, but I've never heard of this scam. And I've been here for a long time, and I've heard a lot of people get rugged different ways. Like I said, links, QR codes, downloads. Yeah, but I've never heard of this way. And so this one really is a gut puncher, because it's just another door that opened that people need to be aware of what can happen and what you have attached to it and stuff. So yeah, I think maybe at some point, yes, you might be tired of it. You probably like this might be where you need to realize that Britt was hurting every time you brought up Celsius. Every time you brought up Celsius, now you're gonna feel the same way every time we bring up some Coinbase.
Yeah, I'm fully healed from that. But, so
I'm gonna
ready for your victim impact story. We're waiting.
I do though. I'm on the end of it, Britt. I want to make my victim impact statement. I absolutely want to be up there in tears.
I know you would eat that shit up. I know.
I would.
It would be so good.
If you want to support Lore, keep an eye out on his profile. He might be launching something soon.
As soon as that happened, we had big support come in.
Yeah.
Oh, tell him the news. Tell him the good news.
We had our homie on NFT Hoarders panel, Ernest Lee, bought a VIP ticket, and that's why we put him up there.
You know, we put those 420 tickets up there.
I love him for that.
Yeah, so here, let me give him a shout out real quick. Yo, go follow this guy, Ernest Lee, right here.
Bring him up on the stream. Hold on, we'll just bring him up. Fucking
yeah,
shout out Ernest Lee.
ErnestLee.com, all spelled out, like spelled out. That's his, DOT. For those that don't know, we're throwing our event, NOTNFTNYC. It's in 2 weeks. It kind of sucks for Lore to get rugged at this point, right before the finish line. But we're gonna go. We're gonna laugh and have beers about it. If you guys want to support Lore and you're gonna be out in New York, make sure you grab a ticket. What we're speaking about right now is usually we set up a bunch of tickets that need to be claimed, and we price them ridiculously high. And ErnestLee.com. So make sure you guys go follow him. He's an MBA and a Bored Ape. So we'll definitely see him out there in New York. He ended up buying a $420 ticket and a $69 ticket to the Laughing Ape show. So he bought 2 more expensive tickets than what he had to, because our general admission is actually only at $24.
What a legend.
Yeah.
And so this is just a legendary purchase. Usually when this happens, and this happens every year, this is our 4th time doing it, Lore usually blesses them with some sponsor privileges of some sort and maybe some extra tickets. But no, just good. I was gonna actually hit you yesterday with it. Britt said, nah, let him chill, let him cool down from his big day, and we'll give him to him on the show.
It didn't feel like it would hit as hard if, like, you know.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have. I would have been like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least we got that. No, but today, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, because coming through the other side of it. Oh, we haven't even gotten to the tech support.
Through the other side, you're already doing Bored Ape jokes, bro. It's too early, man.
We do have to.
Mutant was safe. Oh my gosh! What if we had a situation with the mutant? Thank God our IP is protected on a ledger.
Yeah. I'll say this is that Coinbase. I'm sorry, man. The level of support that I need. They had me run through and jump through all kinds of bro. It was so demeaning. I'll tell you, like, this is so demeaning. They're like, send us a picture. I felt like a fucking hostage. They were like, I felt like I felt like they were scamming me again. Like, let's see what we can make this idiot do. They're like, send us a picture. Send us a picture with today's date that says this is for Coinbase verification. And
you're lying.
I'm not.
You're lying. Oh wow, that's how they do it. Okay, so let me just tell you a fun fact. I've obviously sold streetwear for a long time. And that's one of the ways that you identify yourself when you're on Grailed, and because anyone can Google some rare product from Nike, right, and just post a picture of it. So the best way to do it is to post it with the date that you were posting it on Grailed with your handle attached to it, which, like, obviously we put trait merch on there, and that would signify that the Louis Vuitton purse that I posted was it was verified, posted by me, right? So not only is it verified by authenticity from the platform, it shows that, like, a human person who owns this and touched this posted this to the platform. So that is the most, and that's like an old way. Like, that's a real, like, old way. Like, we've been doing this for a long time. Like, you could write it on your hand and, like, take a picture with it in the product. So for Coinbase to take it back like that, this is some real OG protocol shit. Like, yeah, send me a picture of your face with a sticky note on your left cheek, right under.
So I want to point out that, yeah, man, it was like, fuck, man, I gotta fucking do this, and they're like, keep responding to us, or this chat could be terminated or whatever. But I got to go back a little bit. Hold on. I got to go back a little bit. There was a point where I thought I was getting scammed, but I have to go back a little bit.
You thought it was getting scammed by Coinbase support?
The scam gets worse, guys. So let me tell you what ended up happening. Not only did they wipe my whole Coinbase, it's fucking gone. They went into my linked bank account and tried to purchase they did purchase 3,500 more in USDC. And so now my account is over withdrawn. You understand? Because, like, my funds hit. It's like there's bills that come out of that account. There's all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And so I did all this, ran through all these hoops and did all this stuff for the sole purpose of them being able to say, all right, bro, we got your 3,500. We're going to make sure we can send that back today. Fucking June 18th is the soonest that I can get my money out. June 18th. And it's because I got sure, you can say it's my fault, but I fucking disconnected my bank accounts yesterday to prevent this from happening. It still went through, and it still went through. And so there's like, well, since you deactivated and you activated the account again, you have to wait this long to be able to withdraw funds to it. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is it. So anyway, we get through all of this, and the whole point was that I was supposed to be able to do it today or tomorrow, and then we get to the end of it and they're like, nope, sorry, it's gonna have to be to the 18th. There's nothing we can do. I was like, this is fucked up, because I want to point out that, and I was like, they're like, this is for an extra layer of security. I'm like, fuck you guys, man. I was like, the steps to your security seem to benefit the scammers, but it doesn't benefit me. If you look at this whole situation, the scammer was able to get my money. Coinbase is able to have my money. The only person that's not able to have my fucking money right now is me. And so it felt it was a little bit like, you have me jump through all these hoops to do all these different things just to tell me, nah, I can't help you at all, actually. And so that was like salt on the wound, and that's where I'm That's where I'm at now. Look, hopefully this all improves, right? And something else happens. But I do have to show you something that I do have to show you something that is part of that customer service experience. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull it up. It made me feel like it really did make me feel like, am I getting scammed here? Let's see which one this is. That's my credit score. I don't want you guys to see that. I learned that there's different types of credit scores today too.
Yep. Is.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Did you guys see this fucking post that I put? So Mary Jo was acting sketchy, and it got sketchy to the point that I said, is this the real Coinbase LOL?
Yo, reaching out to Arella Coinbase support.
yeah, dude. They're like, yes.
You're telling me the scammers seem way more legit than the actual Coinbase agents? This is so bad, bro. This is really more bad than I thought.
Yeah.
Yo, they need to call Consensus. They need to call what's formerly was known as Wallet Guard, and they need to call that security team up. Hit Michael up. They need some real orientation on why this is just not good. This is very bad. They might as well click a button that really texts for them instead of doing this, or they might as well hook up some AI, because Mary Jo looking fake as hell. Holy crap, this is bad. Yeah, this needs a whole audit, bro. This needs just a screenshot, and the screenshot is worth 1,000 words. So this is sad.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm coming off of it. But what I would tell you is that I don't know if you felt this way when it happened to you. The level of fucking paranoia I have, where I don't fucking trust anybody. I don't fucking trust anybody. I don't trust a phone call that I'm getting now. I don't trust. I had to run this through ChatGPT to be like, is this the real support? You know what I mean? Because you're getting crazy messages like this from people who are supposed to be helping you, and you're like, what is this? You know what I mean? And they're having you run all these loops, send documentation, send your ID. You're like, bro, I hope this is it. You know what I mean? Like that this is the real shit.
I know, by the time you get to the end of that, of all these random ass hoops they have you jump to, you're like, oh shit, am I getting drained again? Or did I get drained because of what you just told me to send you? Like, what? It seems less harmless to give out numbers that got sent to your email than send this person, Mary Jo, your license and stuff. That I'm just saying, it's just it's so bad, bro.
Yeah, dude. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So anyway, my confidence was pretty shook. And that's my experience right now. And so, it's
did
tough.
It attempt to help you with the, hey, you said you guys were gonna reimburse the victims of this whole data breach that is absolutely massive, that somebody could create a lawsuit, a very serious class action against for not handling the data and privacy of their customers correctly.
No, they didn't mention anything like that. I still have to report it to the authorities. I haven't had a minute to do that, so I got to do that.
Well, a police report.
Yeah, that's what they want me to do. So, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then, I didn't ask that, but at the end they were like, okay, I'm glad I was able to help you this. I was like, you were not able to help me. Don't go home today and be like, I sure did help that guy.
Good job.
Don't go brag to me, to your wife, that you brag about me and your wife. Oh, I helped this guy so much. You didn't. It was no help. And everybody I talked to seems to have the same consensus there. They're like, yeah, Coinbase is the worst when it comes to
the worst
customer service. So that brings up the question for me is like, okay, so look, man, I'm an addict, so I'm not getting out of crypto. Let's fucking be honest about that. That's not
leave, bro. Just leave.
Yeah, and so I know Eddie's like, as your financial advisor, I recommend you never do this again. But I'm not gonna do that. So the question becomes, so if not Coinbase, then who do you
what do you mean?
Huh?
They have lower take rates on crypto too.
Yeah, Robinhood. If it's not like a shitter, if it actually has community, they even already listed Pengo. So they're open to more altcoins now. They also integrated Algorand. So they're really with all of this regulatory clarity, they're growing their crypto platform. They're even starting their own blockchain. They have their own wallet. Robinhood, it's a no-brainer.
You really
and they don't tie your stuff up They don't tie your stuff like Coinbase. If you do something over $2,000, Coinbase can hold those funds for 7 days, 10 days, 15 days. Sometimes I was on the phone with customer support like 2 years ago. It's ridiculous. And they have no reason for it because if I call Chase, the funds have been settled out of my account. So yeah, there's no reason for their holding period or anything.
Yielding.
I'm done with Coinbase except for this credit card.
Well, except for this credit card. Yeah. So we're gonna play with that, aren't we?
Well, let me tell you. As of February 2025, a report on-chain investigator Zach XBT, some of you might know him. He was estimating that Coinbase users lost about 300 million annually to social engineering scams, and that's just on Coinbase. So, I mean, there's some big tickets right here. Like he has one where it's just 65 million lost in December 2024 alone. These are all like underestimates likely, and they don't include like unreported cases for those people that like, you know, they got hit and they're not really trying to tell anybody. But yeah, this is alarming.
It happens,
dude.
all the time.
That's a lot of money to lose. That's like a hole in the bottom of your pool or something. That's just like.
Are you money laundering? Like, what's going on? Are you in on it with the scammers? But my mom will call Eddie and I don't know, once a month and be like, "Hey, are you moving friends from the Coinbase account?" I'm like, "No, please don't answer it. Don't text them back. Like, no, don't even engage."
Disengage.
Yeah, I mean,
but this leads you to think though, where
horrible
it's like.
Offset.
You need a place that's like trustworthy. And if not Coinbase, like she said, where it's like, okay, yeah, let me go to Robinhood. If it can happen to Coinbase, can it happen to your Robinhood? I don't know. I haven't heard of this happening at Coinbase. So maybe a story comes up that this happens at Robinhood, but it's like at the end of the day, you're not safe in the centralized exchange. At the end of the day, the only thing that was safe in Laura's wallets were his decentralized wallets.
True.
That's the only thing that was safe.
Great point. That is a great point. But what insurance protections does Coinbase have? Because Robinhood has SIPC, FDIC, and then the cash collateral of 14 different banks. So what? I don't see those same protections in Coinbase. So that's why I think Robinhood makes sense.
That's important too, because someone's
And but here's the other thing too is that I think maybe Robinhood is side, but I don't think that I will ever leave more. It'll have to be under $1,000 onto a platform like that what is it, mitigate my risk. Look at all the stuff I'm learning here. Hey, thank you, Staker. I mean, you couldn't have given me a more solid piece of advice. I've never heard that one before. Not your keys, not your wallet.
Dude, slogan.
Not your keys, not your wallet. I've always heard not your keys, not your crypto.
Is that new? Is that a new one?
That's a new one. I've always heard not your keys, not your crypto, but not your keys, not your wallet. Well, we can go with that one.
Okay, so Monkey Giazzo said, when I got a call from Google, it was also an American guy. He sounded very professional, saying someone was trying to get access to my account. They want to verify some things. The problem was I had just received an email earlier that day saying someone was trying to get access to my Gmail account, and they blocked the request. So when I got the call, my guard was down because I linked the blocked email to that call. So I think he was saying he almost got scammed, but he didn't because it all kind of came together. He was but he was probably sitting down at a laptop, not driving, trying to figure out, is my shit getting stolen?
That's the thing. So I learned two things from this: put my money in Dank and sit my fat ass on the fucking chair and take on. That's what I've learned from this fiasco. Is I should have put all that money into Dank and earlier, and I should have just sat on my fat ass.
No, keep your phone on D&D and don't answer for the scammer.
And we got to start stack. We got to regulate stacking in Bitcoin and keeping your own.
Yes, I think, and I think that's probably where that's the direction I'm headed. I should have done that years ago, but I think that's where I'm headed. And Staker, we're fucking with you, my guy. We're fucking with you. You're absolutely right. Not your keys, not your crypto. We're joking with you. This guy, he's like, well, I see it that way. Like, yeah.
We agree. We agree. If you see any paper wallets in New York, make sure you claim that. They're
quickly because Laura's down bad. You know what I'm saying? So make sure
we might sweep all your private phrases.
Yeah, everyone gets stolen at least once. Use it as education. Yeah, good viewpoint, my man. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like popping your crypto cherry. If you didn't get freaking wiped out, if you didn't get wrecked at least once, either rug pulled or your wallet drained or socially engineered, you're not really here. You're not even in the space.
I pride myself on like finding out something's a scam. I gotta say, if you really wanted to look at who the scammers are, the Coinbase people scamming the Coinbase people are way more sophisticated than like people trying to scam the PayPal people. Because when you're looking at these like that's the real thing is like emails and logos, and like sometimes that's the only way to like really tell the difference. And it seems like the people who are doing the Coinbase and crypto scams are just way more elaborate and way more into the
bigger money on the line.
Bigger money on the line. They're not gonna misspell real in your customer.
You know what I mean, bro? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm a real.
Yeah, the only thing is that when somebody, because that's a dedicated chat, by the way, for somebody that just got. Yeah, it's for somebody who just got, and you would think that they'd be able to take that just a little, like, be on the P's and Q's, so that you have confidence in their product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're here to help you. We're gonna sort this out and make this happen. Let me see here.
Yeah.
I mean, with that kind of customer service, it's almost better to have AI. I usually hate dealing with AI agents for customer service. I'll always ask them, am I speaking to a person? And then that will direct the whole conversation. Yes, you are. This is an agent. Okay, is this a human agent? Let's clarify that. But in this kind of instance, like, yeah, a robo agent could have helped you with that. Really got nowhere.
Yeah, I just checked my phone. And it looks like they got actual footage of the heist happening.
Motherfucker. What are you pulling up? Oh man.
My crypto, and you didn't give it back.
What the fuck, dog? You guys aren't getting away with, like, what?
I'm not getting away with my crypto.
That's crazy. You think you're taking my $200,000?
I ain't gonna lie, Jack would have earned some street cred if right here if he just stole on him.
Bro, I need my chain, bro.
Yeah,
Street cred. He was just like,
bro,
give my
I
chain
need
back.
that chain, dog. No, bro, I need it right now, dog. Bro,
Coinbase like, yo, give me $48.
You're not taking that, bro. What? All right, bro, it's on camera. Like, wait. Like, what? He thinks he can take my chain and get away with this? Hilarious.
All right, so
when I watched the video, I'm like, how did he not snatch that shit when the little baby was taking it off? I'm like, how did he not just snap? Like, this guy just took.
And there has never ever been a scenario where somebody does something like that. Is let me see your chain and fucking gives it. You know what I mean? That's never, not in any movie I've seen, not in the streets that I've been in. It's just never. It's never been. If somebody's got you, you got to do everything you can in that moment, right then and there, to get it back. And I don't care what they say. Oh, you think I'm gonna take? Yes, bitch. I think you're gonna take it. That's the only experience that I have in life. You know what I mean? Is it
the most diabolical part of this is that I heard that he paid to hang out with him. So that kid paid little baby to
come to the club and rap, and then little baby was like, "Well, I also want this chain."
He got it back twice and rocked on the plug. Like,
he said, "I called you."
little bonus right there, bro.
Knowing this guy though, knowing Doherty, this could have been planned, bro. Some clout chasing. This could have been part of the payment. Like, hey, yo, just take my chain, and like, and I'm gonna come back with my live stream later and like ask for it. Like, honestly, bro.
I had some cool customer service clips, but I can't find them right now. It's been a busy couple days. But we'll cover customer service next week for sure. We'll bring it.
Yeah, I'm gonna schedule a security wallet guard guy. We're gonna get.
That would be funny if we could get wallet guard to be like the door guy.
Yeah. he got bought by MetaMask. That is security right there. That's good.
Really?
Yeah, I think we can reach a consensus.
Yeah. Bro. How hot do you think it'll be outside? Will that be Fahrenheit or Celsius? All right. All right. So these are bad crypto jokes from fucking losers. Folks that have lost stuff. But I don't know, man. So, I guess what I was to say is that, yeah, I wanted to release. You guys know I'd been working on it for a while. Bops on Base. I have the artwork. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so we'll probably release that out. If I can get it out before not NFTNYC, then what I'll say is anybody that gets it, yeah, feel free to come by. And then the other thing is that
are you offering utility?
One base code, one free invite to the party. I love that.
We'll see. And then, but that's if I can get it released before then. But it takes a lot of work. I got to find a lot of people who are down to be on the white list. You know, it's a ton of work. So the next thing is going to be, yeah, the Bob list, bro. And so, yeah, we'll have to see. And then the other thing that I'd like to do is that, yeah, the project didn't come out perfect, and I'll talk about this on some other spaces. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to. So I think it's just going to be, hey, you get cool art. It's a fun story. It's what's funny is that it's GTA themed, and I got on some GTA shit. You know what I mean? On some 2025 GTA shit. So it's appropriately themed, I think. And I would love to make it pay what you want, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that yet. We'll have to figure that part out. But I don't know, man. That's my escapade. That's my story. That's what the fuck happened here. Yeah. So I'm actually really excited to learn about Fold. We're going to talk about that. I am now, because of this, I'm like, motherfucker, like Eddie was right. Fuck all this. I'm just going to go straight into fucking stocks. But I know myself. I'm a degenerate. I'm going to be fucking around with these coins. I'm going to be buying NFTs because that's just the type of fucking dork that I am. All right. You just got to fucking love me for what I am. And yeah, so that's, so I don't see that changing, but I'm probably going to be leaning in heavier to the TradFi for sure.
I feel that. Yeah. Fold got me excited for sure. I'm still doing some research. I'm up to I'm trying to get to 200 shares by tomorrow, to be honest. And as I do more research, I just want to buy more, to be honest. It's a good company. A lot of they're not profitable right now in the sense of regular GAAP accounting, but their treasury is increasing, their product velocity is increasing, and the two products that they're releasing this year, I feel like could definitely 5x them. Like they could be $1 billion company.
I'm always talking shit on consumption, but if you're consuming for your future, I don't know, put those big purchases on that credit card, obviously pay it off. But yeah, that's what we want to. That's what we. No cash back, no miles. We're over that. Like we need the assets, and that's Bitcoin back.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a deeper dive on it next week, I think.
Oh yeah,
metrics came out, so we'll have to go over that next week maybe as well.
Oh hell yeah, I would love that. And I want to say what did make me happy, I only own one share of it, but Budweiser, I didn't know that was one of the ones that paid divvies. I got the fucking divvies on it. I got in it, I don't know, 57, 58 maybe, and it's at 71, and it was like, oh, if I would have put a lot of money into that, I don't know. It's starting to catch on. I'm starting to fucking get on the train.
Especially when you do your research too, because it's like there are some legacy companies that you can find at a big dip. The Pepsis of the world, whatever. And when you find these old companies and they're undervalued, it's so good to just put money in them, because what happens is you start yielding. You yield that forever, whatever price you paid. So it's like, yeah, if it's trading at $100. You can't yield anything because it's overpriced. But if you catch it on a dip and you lock in a lot of shares there, you don't have to buy it again, but you locked in a really good yield for however long time you're holding it. So I really love dabbling with the traditional market. I think even a place where you will succeed is where I keep telling, where all of us will succeed, is where crypto meets traditional finance. We'll be able to see it a lot better. We'll be able to understand it before Wall Street does. And we'll be able to think of the exponential volume and compounding that's going to happen,
especially since we're cutting out the middlemen, and that's where the money is made.
Boom.
Fuck yeah. Beautiful. Is there anything you guys want to plug, promote? 420 viewers. 420 is a perfect number to end this on.
Hurry up, end it. Don't let another person hop in.
Anything you want to plug, promote, talk about, discuss before we go?
Catch us at NOTNFTNYC happening June 26th. See you at 12 p.m.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to be live streaming with Rad TV at 9 a.m. So please come through for that. I think all of the Dank Squad's going to be there. But if any of our NOTNFTNYC friends want to come, panelists, sponsors, pull up, because we're gonna be chatting it up about NOTNFTNYC specifically. And you know, it's a good time to start hanging out with each other, because we're all gonna see each other IRL in 2 weeks now. So.
And if you can't make it tomorrow, then we will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. for a panelist and moderator space as well.
Fuck yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Shout out to the fucking dank memes, guys, man.
Shout out,
memes, not NFTNYC, happening June 26th in Manhattan. It's going to be a ride of a lifetime, man. And I'm getting excited when I think about it. Until then, have fun, be safe, do community service. Peace.